Hello, is anyone there? You're welcome once again to my live broadcast. And today also we'll be talking about the major issues at hand in Nigeria, which is the issue of the new naira notes, the 2023 election, and also the importance of kobo coin since Nigeria has two major official currencies. So we are also here to discuss because we'll always be discussing about these things. Then after the whole problem is resolved, we'll also be here to talk about other things like finance, uh, health, and so on and so forth. But this moment we have burning issues, so we need to concentrate and try to find a way out of the current situation. So if you are live with me and you want to participate, you are welcome. The last time I was opportune to speak with Comrade Agbo, who explained a very difficult situation. The same situation that most Nigerians are currently passing through as well. Don't mind my voice. My voice is cracked. I should have stayed back, but nothing is stopping us. Even the voice cannot stop me. So actually, he explained a lot of difficulties that the Nigerians are currently facing. How people are not able to get the new Naira notes, how they can't not purchase things because they don't have the new Naira notes. Even that particular day, it made me to see is our workers who were very, very hungry and they had no money to buy food. Meanwhile, they had some money in their accounts. Transfers are not going through because at last do not come in time. Then on the other hand, you can't buy anything with the old Naira note because most vendors will tell you that they are not accepting the old Naira note. They need the new Naira note. And if you don't have the new Naira note, you're on your own. So we are encouraging you to share your experience. The experience I witnessed the last time was very, very, very bad. I saw grown men who couldn't sleep because they were hungry. This is not because they are lazy, of course. They are working, they have some little monies, but they cannot have their money just for the reason of new Naira notes. Just that. They cannot get new Naira notes, so they were hungry. They couldn't sleep because they were hungry. So this is very, very bad, and a lot of people are passing through the same thing. A lot of people are having this experience right now. I even watched a video when a man stripped himself naked inside a bank. That is frustration. That is how bad it can be. That man could have killed himself if he had the opportunity. Because if you have a family, you have, apart from you, you can be hungry. Yes, but there is also a level that you can bear hunger. But it is even worse when you have children, wife, bills, and everything that you must settle at a particular time because everything has its deadline. You can't go home and tell your children, bank didn't give me money, so you people won't eat. So the man stripped himself naked inside the bank. I saw another one that was ready to sleep in the bank. So a lot of ugly things. People even throw stones at the bank right now. These things are wrong. So we must confront them and try to profile, suggest solutions as well. So if you are here and you are live with us, you can come in and also share your experience on this issue, because from the look of things, the whole exercise was programmed wrongly. Wrongly because before you carry out an exercise, for instance, you are supposed to study this exercise for a period of time. You study it enough to know the amount of time that is needed and the effect it will have on the citizens. Then it will also already provide solutions in case these things are like this. What do we do? If it happens like this, what do we do? How do we resolve this problem? You don't just throw a thing upon a country and don't bother about what will happen because you think they will get through, they will manage. There are things we do not hear. We are not even aware of how many people have died of hunger there could be. We are not even aware of how many people have committed suicide there could be. We are not even aware of how many people are supposed to take treatments, but they cannot pay for their treatments and they may die. People that were supposed to go for interviews that couldn't get money to take bus, train, or whichever thing it is, they couldn't get to the destination, and as a result, they may have lost the opportunity to get a job. People that couldn't go to their businesses anymore because they don't have money to buy fuel or they cannot even transport. A lot of things are going wrong. Then coupled with the problem of the fuel that is not available, the price of fuel and everything. It's really, really strange how many mistakes a country leaders, the leaders of a particular country can make at the same time. These are clearly blunders. So if you are online, you can come and we discuss together and we'll try to suggest also the way forward out of these problems, because there are very many, but we at least we try to pick the ones that are eminent. Let's put it that way. Because if you look at the politicians that we have right now, even before now, you see them campaigning. What they want to say is what they believe the people want to hear. Now they'll tell you, I'm going to do this road, I'm going to build this, I'm going to build that, I'm going to remove subsidy, they just say all these lousy things that they believe that people want to hear. Now you don't even hear them talking about things that are even more important. Personally, until I see a politician that will guarantee that he or she will give Nigerians water. Because they say that a land that does not have water is poor. I'm not talking about a river, I'm not talking about oceans, I'm not talking about lakes. But every citizen is supposed to be able to open their taps, turn it, the tap, you turn it, water will start flowing inside your home. Every citizen is entitled to this. Every citizen is supposed to be entitled to portable water, good water to drink. In Nigeria, water is an expensive commodity. This is backwardness, because anybody that can buy a bottled water is seen as someone that has done something big. But actually, Water is supposed to be among the cheapest commodities because it is a life necessity. You see them, they don't even talk about this. Nigeria, we don't have water. People don't even have water in their homes. In remote areas, rural areas, people still go to streams to get water. In the cities, people don't have water in their homes. They still go to boreholes or other people that have taps. People still go there to buy water. You don't even think of how is it possible? How can we lay pipes? Or how can we utilize the pipes that we already have on ground so that our citizens can have water in their homes? Electricity is not even a big deal. We don't have light in Nigeria because they don't want us to have light. Yes, we don't have light in Nigeria because they don't want us to have light because it is simple. Very, very, very simple. But what we could have imagined that may take a lot of effort is water. Having water in every home in Nigeria. Now, people have resorted, those that have money, everyone wants to drill a borehole in their homes. But this thing may lead to a natural disaster as time goes on because everybody is now drilling borehole, those that can, and we are disturbing the health, we are disturbing the stratosphere, we are disturbing. This thing is not supposed to be so because from 200 meters, 300 meters, another person has a borehole, another 400 meters or 200 meters, another person has a borehole. No. The problems will come in the future. And nobody's talking about it. If really they want to give us light, it is easy. Yes. They have to know, first of all, the cause why we do not have light in Nigeria. They have to know what the problem really is. All they need to do is to research if it is really a problem. Now, why don't we have light in Nigeria? What is happening? Why can't we have like 24 hours light? Why can't we have like 5 hours light constantly? What is the problem? They will identify the problem because after identifying the problem, you can find the solution. But if you do not know the problem, you can never find a solution. Now I'm telling you that the Nigerian government, the people in the positions, they are aware of the problem, but they don't want to resolve it. They know. Because if you study carefully, you see that Nigeria is a country where we have most times transformers that are overloaded. Before you know, at times some will even blow up. Then we have in some areas where you find the NEPA officials, like they used to say, we don't know, but people are still accusing them because most times when you are watching football, when you are watching some important programs, they can switch off the light. That one is even very small because these are things that we can resolve easily. Then there are those people that they accuse of importing generators into Nigeria that wants to remain in business to make their billions every day. This is a problem, a very big problem because it leads to the point of those that are having generators need to buy fuel, they need to fuel their generators. So there are some homes they can have up to 4 or 5 generators. All of them need to fuel their generators. Then in some homes you have people that have up to 10 cars, they need to fuel their cars. All they do is put fuel in the car, leave the cars there, use one, but the other tanks are filled up. Then in the end, those that really need the fuel, they don't get it. Now, if you look at it carefully, you see that if the Nigerian government are taking on resolving the light problem in Nigeria, they can say, okay, maybe the problem is with distribution. Maybe we do not give enough transformers to a certain area or a given area in a zone. For instance, if we are supposed to give one transformer to a 1 kilometer square area, we'll give two instead of one so that you not be overloaded. If we are supposed to give three, we will give four in a 10 kilometer square area. If we are supposed to give two or three transformers, let's put six because it won't be overloaded, then it will keep on working. Instead of giving one transformer to a 10 kilometer square area or 20 kilometer square area, you can give them five or six. Because already we understand in Nigeria that most times, even in the homes, people are not sensitized. People are not really aware of certain things. More people, because if you go to a particular house, you can find electric bulbs that are 2000 watts, 1000 watts, 500 watts. Maybe a home can be consuming already more than 2000 watts. No, 2000 watts is small because we have some bulbs that could be about 1000 watts. Then, why won't transformers be overloaded? What if we sensitize our citizens to go for electric bulbs that are 5 watts, 10 watts, and so on and so forth, so that each homes at the end of the day could be consuming 200 watts at a particular moment instead of consuming 3000 watts, 3 kilowatts. You understand? Because if you go to Nigeria, at times you switch on all the lights, even if it is daytime, some people still switch on their lights, they don't even switch it off. If the wattage are low, there is no problem. But now we have this wattage that we do not even consider. If you are even buying TV sets and all that, we can understand with pressing irons and things like ovens, microwaves, and other things. But when it comes to things like the electric bulb, the television, the radio sets, the air conditioners, these are areas that we can economize the electrical consumption. But people are not sensitized about these things. So they pretend as if they don't even know, they don't even care what is happening. They are not after that. All they want is they want to make their money. And even if you do not do this, even if you do not consume, you are going to pay. So this is another problem. They know this problem, but they do not want to address it. If you can, in a country like Nigeria, when it comes to electricity, you put distribution into consideration, the distribution of the transformers. Let people have enough transformers. Not one transformer serving a whole community. Only one. Then you think they can ever be liked when all the homes are equipped with high voltages, high wattages of bulbs and other things. It's not possible. So if they really want to resolve the issue of light in Nigeria, they know what to do, but they don't want to do it. So they do not even talk about water because they do not want to do it. It is a shame that more than 70% of Nigerians still cannot get water in their homes. You are supposed to be inside your house, open your tap, and water will start flushing. If you want to wash your dishes, if you want to go to the restroom, if you want to take your bath, if you want to brush your teeth, you should have water in your homes. In Nigeria, people still fetch water with cups to go and brush their teeth. They still take water with buckets to go and take their bath. People still use pit toilets because they don't have WC in their homes. You don't even hear the politicians talking about things, little things that are even more important that can make people comfortable. Yeah. Someone said problems are enormous. Yes, really, they are enormous. Too many problems in Nigeria. If you want to come online and discuss with us, we are here. You are welcome. All you have to do is to press request to join the live, and then you can share your view. G body. Okay. Yeah, problems are enormous. That's true. So anyone that wants to come in and discuss, suggest solutions, that is why we are here. We don't know, and you may never know who will be listening. If they want to learn, they will learn. Imagine a central bank of a country making the blunders they are currently making. Now you are trying to convince your citizens to believe that the exercise is meant to punish or to limit the circulation of money or to make those people having huge amounts of money in their homes to return the monies back to the bank. And now, who are suffering? The innocent citizens. The same people that you told us that, or that it was speculated that they will be the ones to suffer it, already have all the monies that they need. They have changed their old naira notes to the new ones. They have even gotten more. But the ordinary citizens are left out, are suffering. Many can't even eat anymore. They can't even buy food because they don't have money. This is the country that will find ourselves. It's a blunder if a central bank can be dancing to the tune of the politicians, because the central bank is supposed to plan an exercise and it will be perfect because the people there are educated, they are accountants, they are marketers, they are investors, they are traders, they are mathematicians, name it, they are professionals. But the problem comes in because they are all politicians. They are appointed by politicians, so they take orders from politicians. They please politicians, so they don't do what is good for the nation. They do what is good for their godfathers and their mentors. So this is the problem. How do we get out of this? Because we do not even know where we are going to. So please, if you are here online and you have anything to say, come in while we discuss together. Then another issue that we also try to remind the central bank is the issue of the denomination of the Nigerian notes. Let us fade out. I know Nigerians, I understand. Many people prefer not to carry heavy coins. Many people say it is heavy. Some believe it is clumsy. Some believe that it's better to carry 1,000 euros, naira, 500 naira, 200 naira. But if you look at it, the inflation that we are currently experiencing in Nigeria is as a result of the higher denominations of our currency. This higher denomination has devalued the currency because Nigeria is not ready to have 1,000 naira note. If you ask me, this is the truth. If you want to be sincere, you will also say it. Nigeria is not ready to have 500 naira notes. Nigeria is not ready to have 200 naira notes. The highest denomination is supposed to be, if we want to manage, 100 naira notes. Then we are supposed to have the coins. If someone says that they are heavy, at least they can also think that the importance is more than the disadvantage. Every civilized nation, every developed nation do not play with coins because they know the importance in the economy of any nation. We are supposed to have 1 kobo, 2 kobo, 5 kobo, 10 kobo, 20 kobo, 50 kobo, then 1 naira, 2 naira, 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 50 naira, so that a pricing policy can work in Nigeria. Nigeria does not have a pricing policy. People fix prices indiscriminately. People fix prices anyhow. Anyone can fix his or her price. This is why our currency has lost its value. Yes, because I always try to tell people, if you don't have 1 naira anymore, then nothing will be sold for 1 naira. Meanwhile, there are commodities that their values are 1 naira. Now, those things will never be sold for 1 naira, but for 5 naira. And if there is no 5 naira, those things will be sold for 10 naira. So, when you begin to buy these things at this higher amount more than the cost price, you are dragging the country into deflation because things are too expensive. The things become too expensive. And these are things that we cost intentionally. So the inflation will be seen as an artificial inflation. So this is the point. So if we notice that the inflation in Nigeria that has been looming for good 17 years is artificial, why are we not ready to address it? Because between the last 17 years, the Nigerian inflation percentage has been struggling with 21% and 22%, between 21% and 22%, which is on a very high side. Because the maximum that any nation should be having, the level of inflation that any nation should consider is 7% maximum, between 2% and 7%. And we are having 21 and 22. And we are still happy about it. And the central bank is not even thinking of a way out of the inflation. The only thing they talk about is fuel subsidy, is this, is that. Man, why can't you guys face the real thing? Must you always think of the things that gives you money? Why not think of the average citizens? Because if I have 10 naira and I'm supposed to buy something to eat, with 10 naira I'm supposed to buy 3 things. But because there are no coins, there is no smaller note, I'll be forced to buy just tomatoes for 10 naira. Meanwhile, I was supposed to be able to buy tomatoes, for instance, 3 naira, buy pepper, 1 naira, buy egg, 2 naira, buy groundnut oil, maybe 3 naira. Then I will say, okay, even if I'm not able to buy meat, at least let me manage this. Then you have something to eat. But in Nigeria, the case is different. You are going to take that 10 naira and buy only one commodity. People are crying. The money has no value. The money has no value, yes, because we devalued our currencies ourselves. That is why it does not have value, because we intentionally did it. Because if you say you do not want to carry coins, if you say you are not going to accept coins as a trader or as a citizen, you're not going to accept coins from your bank, in the end there is no coin, then you are going to pay definitely more for a goods that cost less. This is the simple truth. There are no two ways about it. And when you begin to pay excess money to buy fewer goods, there become too much money in the hands of the traders and all that, then goods become too expensive. This causes inflation because the money has been devalued. Because when a money that is supposed to buy 10 things can only buy 5 things, it has no more value as it's supposed to be, so it is devalued because the purchasing power has been reduced. So the inflation in Nigeria was caused by us because we are talking about consumer goods now, and we have streamlined it to food, human consumption. Because if people can eat, at least they will be healthy and the nation will be stronger. But when people cannot eat, when people are hungry, then the country will not be well because the citizens are not healthy. People will be dying of starvation. Because if you are making 20 naira a day, the 20 naira cannot guarantee what you will eat for that day. Because you are going to buy only fish, for instance, for 20 naira. So, this is the point. If you are online and you want to discuss, please come in. We are here to take your questions and to accept your suggestions and give you a chance to also speak your mind. Nigeria is not only about these politicians. As citizens, we can gradually start to make changes to the system in Nigeria. This is the point. We can do it, even if it takes a gradual process. That is why I keep on telling people, don't fight, don't go and kill yourself over politicians during this election. Just know that you have a better fight ahead. You don't have to die over these politicians that do not care about you. We have a better fight ahead. In this 2023 election, don't fight. Don't kill yourselves over anybody because they are all one. They are friends. After the election, before the election, even before now, they are friends. And they are still going to be friends even after the elections. So if you die for nothing. If you get injured, you get injured for nothing. If you lose anything, you lose it for nothing because it doesn't affect them. On the day of election, you can be out there in the field killing yourselves while they will be dining together. Yeah, this is the truth. I went into politics very early in life. I was about 16 years thereabout. They couldn't even register me until I was about 18 years. So I know everything about the game they play. So don't waste your time. Don't kill yourselves over them. Go there, cast your vote, go back home, and wait for the results. If you are not a party agent, of course, if you are not a returning officer, if you are not an observer, then just vote and go back home and wait for the results. Even the new electoral laws does not allow for results to be contested after it has been announced. So let us hope that the beaver will make the changes. But even before they created the beavers, you are sure that even Nigerians have thought of a way to beat that beavers. So this is why I keep on telling people, because there are no laws. Instead of making better laws, they even make worse laws that will give them more opportunity to do what they are doing. See, somebody, what you are saying is the absolute truth. The issue is the voice of the visionary is never heard. Yes, but usually, I just read what you wrote, JB. Yes, usually it starts like this, but one day our voices will be heard, and those that we are listening to now will begin to listen to us because it will take some time to plan. We need plans, we need strategies. That is why I keep on telling people that we don't have to fight to change things because we have been fighting and nothing has really changed. They are going to just kill people and they are still going to do what they want to do. But with time, these things will come to pass if we insist and continue to plan. Because if we are going to take over an election, we are not supposed to start few months before the election. We are supposed to be working round the clock, even if it has to take 4 years, 8 years before we can realize what we want to do, even if it is 10 years, 12 years. Because starting few months before the election is difficult, like what I see in the case of Peter Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu. Peter Obi may be the most vibrant and the most wanted candidate. But to deliver this mandate is not going to be easy in a country like Nigeria because a lot of things are lacking. Peter Obi does not have governors. He does not have local government chairmen. He does not have senators. He does not have LG chairmen. He does not have ward councillors. He does not have party chairmen. He does not have a lot of things. So there will be a lot of people that will be given money even on that day to work for him, and they may decide not to spend the money. And things may be slowed. And Peter Obi, on the other hand, is going to be trying as much as possible to deliver his own state. He's going to be in his state. He cannot be around the whole of Nigeria. So these are the reasons why we have to plan ahead. It's also good. It is a good coming out. But the best thing to do now is begin to gather senators, House of Rep members, little by little, LG chairmen, world leaders, governors, and before you know it, even if you are not there as a president, you already have a voice in the government, especially when you already have senators, House of Rep members, the reps. Then you can begin to influence the laws. The laws that you want, you start to suggest it, raise emotions, pass bills. This way, we can start changing things. But becoming the president of Nigeria right now is still a mirage. The fight is still between Atiku Abubakar and Tinubu. Tinubu, on the other hand, is really not favored right now. So we may find out, most likely, that the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is Atiku Abubakar. Because if you look at Nigeria, if it's a country that is really functioning, if the laws are there, these two candidates are supposed to be disqualified based on allegations leveled against them. But they are still running. And these are not just allegations. They could be facts, but they are still running. So what makes you think they will not, one out of the both of the two of them will not win? Sorry, this is Nigeria for you. So please, if you are there, let us have a word together. If not, very soon, because today I came out even with the cracked voice and everything. I came out to be available so that we can discuss these issues that are bordering on the Nigerian fabric. So anybody that wants to join can come in and join us while we discuss issues affecting our great nation, Nigeria. Believe me, don't fight. Stay well and stay alive. Because the major problem that we have in Nigeria is sometimes we try to shift from reality or pretend not to know the reality. We already know the reality of things. We already know that it's going to take a miracle this time for power to change hands. And even if it does, you're also going to know that many water may have gone under the bridge. So you may not be expecting much change as well, because to change a country, the president has little role to play, because the country on its own is divided into parts for a simple reason that each part should develop themselves singularly and be seen together as a developed nation. Nigeria is divided into about 36 states. These states are further divided into local governments. The local governments are in turn divided into wards. Now, the development starts from the grassroots. Each state receives their allocation every month. They disbursed allocations also to local governments. They disbursed later to wards. But what do you see on a daily basis? What do you see really? All they do is to party with the money. They just share these monies and they are happy and everybody goes on. Have you ever wondered why they don't talk about the real things? Have you ever wondered why people keep collecting money from traders? For instance, market women, men that are trading in the markets, traders along the streets, along major roads, bus drivers, bike riders, even keke napep, wheelbarrow riders, hawkers, and so on and so forth. These people pay a lot of money on a daily basis to ticket, should I call them ticketers or talks? Those people that give them tickets to and collect money from them. Where are these monies going to? Nowhere. That money is supposed to be part of the internal revenue of every local government, of every state, and of the federation. But once they collect these monies are not registered because it has the name of no one. It has the code of no one. So they collect these monies only to party with it. They share it among themselves. In a civilized country, no one should be trading. No one should be working without a registered business name or a registered working contract. Bus drivers, bike riders, traders, local farmers. We call them local because that's how they see them, but they are the bane of the society. Farmers, market women, The normal traders, you see a lot of people selling along the streets, some on the streets, some have stores around the streets, on the major roads. All these businesses, majority of them are not registered, especially those people in the markets that are millions in Nigeria, bus drivers, taxi drivers, and so on and so forth. These people are supposed to be operating with their own registered businesses, with their names, and paying taxes directly to the internal revenues account, internal revenue board's account. If these people are paying their taxes directly to the government, do you know how much it will be on a daily basis? This money will run to billions. Now, apart from that, they are paying these monies every day, but they have no insurance, they have no security, they have no guarantee whatsoever. Because no matter how many years they pay this money, they will never have a pension. They will never have a health insurance. They will never have any form of guarantee because the monies that they pay are not registered. So this money only fall in the hands of the talks that gives a certain percentage to the person that put them there. That's all. Then the rest belongs to them. This is the problem. It's a very, very big problem in Nigeria. You are going to find a woman that has traded all her life, maybe for more than 50 or 60 years. When she gets old, she will not be entitled to any form of pension. But all her life, on a daily basis, she paid a minimum of 300 naira, 200 naira, or even 500 naira on a daily basis. Because one will come, you say we are the local government, she will pay. Another one will come, we are the state government, she will pay. Another one will come, we are this, she will pay. At times they pay up to 3 or 4 times a day. The same thing as the taxi driver, the same thing as the bus driver, the same thing as the local traders, the traders all everywhere in Nigeria. But these people, when they are sick, no health insurance. Anytime they are out of work, that is the end. We have a lot of road transport workers that move from state to another state. Most of these people, they don't even have a registered working contract. When they old, they don't have insurances, they don't have pensions. If they are run into an accident, there is nothing to compensate them. But every day, they pay this black money. This is enough to sue a country's government because it is extortion. This is extortion. Deliberate extortion of citizens. Sorry to speak, Voicer. Committing unavailability of naira notes can be. JB, if you want to come online, even if it is for 1 minute, I believe you can come in. We can talk because I read your comments. If you want, I can invite you. If you want to discuss, seeing the lack of vision and pity of our politicians, let me see if you want to come in. You can come in and we can discuss together. Let me see. All right. If you can hear me, if you want to come in and discuss with us, you are welcome. So these are the basic problems of Nigeria. We have a lot of traders that have traded for years. Nigeria has a lot of big markets with a lot of people trading inside, paying money every day, but they do not have a business because their businesses are not registered. So they do not have a business. They are not registered anywhere that they have a business. We are talking about millions of people. So also are the bus drivers, the bike riders, the traders on the streets, the hawkers, all sorts of businesses. Mind you, anything that you are doing in Nigeria, someone is going to walk up to you to give you tickets, and you are going to pay that ticket. That same person is not going to ask you, give me your registration number, give me your business registration number. But they are going to make sure you pay the amount they ask you to pay and they walk away. Then later that night or that evening, they will go to a bar and drink beer with your money. After they are giving some part of the money to those that appointed them. So we have serious issues in Nigeria to address. Because a woman that is selling in a local market or in a big market or in a federal market in Nigeria can go to a hospital to treat herself and can also die in the process if she does not have money because she has no insurance, she has no guarantee for her health, and if she cannot trade anymore and she does not have any money aside, she may even die of starvation because nobody is going to pay her. So these are issues that we need to address, that our politicians, even those that are campaigning today, will never touch and will never talk about. So I wonder what makes them fit to be presidents or governors. Because it's not only about it's not only talking about the things that people want to hear. It's not only talking about, I will give you light, I will give you road, I will give you this, I will give you that. It's not as if they even do it. I will build school. I make sure people go to school. You don't even build the schools. The world does not even make the school. What do they have inside the school, even if you build the walls, which they don't even do? The hospital, what is inside? The world does not make a hospital a hospital. What do you have inside? Do you even employ qualified or good doctors? Do you pay them even if they are there? If the qualified doctors are there, do you pay them? Do they have state-of-the-art amenities? No. Just imagine if Nigeria can give people water in their homes, if they have constant light, if everyone that is working is made to pay their taxes regularly, so they have at least income declaration, so everyone can be entitled to loans, everyone can be entitled to insurances. Life will be easier for people because people can decide to take loans to maximize their little businesses. They can decide to take loans to renovate their homes. They can decide to take loans to go on holidays to relax their brains if they want. They do it overseas. If they don't have enough money, they want to rest, they even take loans. Because after working for a very long time, you need to relax your brain and come back again. So even if they want to send their children to school, can they take loans? Even if they want to do anything that is bothering them, they don't have anything to show. So even if a bank knows them and they are going to give them a loan, they are going to give them loans for invisible reasons. So the money that they are giving to them may not even be enough for them to solve their problems. So you see that there are a lot of problems in Nigeria. And these are the things that our politicians will never talk about. So, if there is nobody online, in the next 5 minutes, I think we will have to call it a day for today, and we will see again tomorrow or next. So these are issues that we should and that we must put on the table and discuss. Nigeria is our country. We cannot deny that. Wherever you are in the world, you are nothing without your home. Home is home. That is why we can never, never neglect our roots, which is Nigeria. And I know there are lots of people that are willing to make things work in their country, and one day it will be possible. They have not thought of even allowing people outside Nigeria to vote. It's supposed to be very, very possible, because this is another factor that they fear, because they know that most people abroad may not be there to be bribed or may not be there to be manipulated. So they are going to vote their choice, and they are going to vote most times freely. And they may know a lot of things too that will they kind of make them to vote for the right person, because they know that they are far from home, they are not afraid, they know the truth, so they will vote. So they will never allow you. That is why until now, they have also not thought, they don't even want to do it. People abroad are supposed to be able to vote in elections. We have a lot of Nigerians overseas that cannot vote in every election. This also is bad. So there are a lot of things that we need to talk about and that we need to resolve. Gradually, we'll be able to resolve all of them. Gradually, we'll be able to resolve all of them. Okay, if nobody is coming online right now, it's past 10. If nobody is coming online, then maybe we can talk sometime else. But if you know you have something to say, if you know you have contribution, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to talk about, anything that concerns Nigeria that you want to talk about, you can come in and say it. If you want to ask questions, come in and ask your questions. That is why I'm here. If you want to talk about anything, don't worry, just come in and let's discuss. Nigeria is our country. It is our responsibility to evaluate all possibilities. So, if you are there and you want to talk with us, please come in. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to see you guys again tomorrow or next. If you have questions, get them ready. If you want to prepare for the live video, get prepared. We'll be back tomorrow, this same evening, around earlier, I hope. Earlier, yes. so that we'll talk more and delve into issues bordering our country. So for now, I think I will leave you and we'll see you again tomorrow. So I'm still waiting if anyone will ask a question. I was asking JB to come live so that we can discuss more because right now I cannot type. Let me read this one. Sorry for the cracked voice, sir. Concerning the unavailability of naira notes, can the military, paramilitary take over some level of power to reduce hardship, seeing the lack of vision? Yes, but JB is not as if JB Japheth is not as if it is not possible. But we are still not open to see a coup d'etat in Nigeria. If it is not a military regime, the military cannot come in to operate. You understand? The military are only invited when there are security concerns. In cases like this, the military officers also take orders and their hands are also tied. So this is the truth. There is really not, because there hasn't been a coup. So there is really nothing that they can do. I'm replying to JB Japheth. I was waiting to see if you will come online. The military really can't do anything because we are not even open for problem. But if it will be better for the citizens, why not? But we are seeing also military rule in Nigeria. It's not as if it changed a lot of things. So we are hoping that the democracy will take us to the promised land or a better land that the Nigerians are yearning for. Thank God, Nigerians are strong people. We are able to absorb suffering. We are able to carry our faces as if everything is okay. So we thank God for that. We do not hope for problems. We hope for peaceful resolutions. That's why I'm also begging everybody to remove our minds from violence, from fighting, or from any evil intent. We should prepare our minds, begin to plan and strategize towards a better Nigeria. With good plan and strategies, things can change in any nation. It doesn't have to be war. No one has to die. But with all of us having the will to be involved in politics and coming out with ideas, strategies, we will have results. We are not only, it's not enough to always complain and lament, but we have to go inside, because the men in power are ministers of God. Because if God gave you an opportunity to go into politics, you are supposed to be doing the work of God because you are working for God's children. So we are supposed to go into politics as many as we can, because God can help us. And after that, the next thing that can help us is politics. So if God is going to use someone to change a nation, God is going to use someone through the corridors of power as well. So it is not wrong for us to go into politics, as many intelligent Nigerians believe that politics is a dirty game. No, it's not a dirty game. It's the game that we need. That is why we must all think of how we can participate in the process. So this is it. Okay, so I hope to see you guys again tomorrow. We'll be here to discuss again. So good night and God bless. See you again tomorrow.